KCPL, about 5 years ago, we were looking to improve the fleet performance as a whole. And part of that was driven by the Sierra Club. We had signed an agreement that would that we agreed to reduce our CO2 emissions. And a key portion of that was looking at the CO2 emissions on our existing fleet. And to do that, one of the key parts was to get a performance monitoring package that would help us. And so we went out to bid for a fleet-wide performance monitoring package for our coal plants. And we had about 5 to 6 bidders. And we did a pretty lengthy evaluation process because we wanted to make sure we had the best solution. And GP, we felt, offered the best solution because we thought it was something that was usable at the plants. We felt that the guys could learn it quickly, they could employ it in their day-to-day life, and that it had the features they needed.
Some of the areas of Ada Pro that I think have helped the most, and I like the most, just the generic overview screen with our what's called our controllable parameters. It shows you some of the key inputs that affect heat rate, and I think a lot of the folks around here have started using that, and it helps tell them about our problems and things that we can address, you know, on a daily, sometimes hourly basis.
When KCPL first started working with GP, it was primarily just a performance monitor. So we were getting the performance monitors in at the plants, and they helped us with what they call a fast start program, where they would do some monitoring for 6 months at each plant. And that was probably the first 2 to 3 years. And it was a step progression. So each year we'd get 3 to 4 more units on, and we get the guys using it. And then that lasted up until, I want to say, the 2010 timeframe. And at that time we were looking to get even better performance, and one of the options GP offered was a remote monitoring program. And we're, like many other utilities, pretty limited in our engineering staff, and we felt like that was a great idea.
In the morning we get an Ada Pro text or email that shows us our operating parameters current, and then it reviews the operating parameters from 24 hours ago. So I mean, just on the flip of a phone, you can look and see where you're at today, where you were compared to yesterday. So that gives us an indication even before we get in here where we're at. And we get those updates in the morning, and then we get Ada Pro text morning and night on load and heat rate text. So we can actually see where we're at even if we're not here. Everybody looks at heat rate as a year-end goal. To me, it's a day-to-day goal.
Another progression was GP has helped us with some training. So we've done some general heat rate training. We've done some Ada Pro specific training. So that's been one piece we've used them on. On Iatan 2 specifically, GP was involved with the performance testing for the unit. So they had that contract. They verified that all the equipment met the design specifications. And the final piece we've had with GP is we're starting to look at APR, Advanced Pattern Recognition. And that's a solution we've had at KCPL for a while, but we're trying to consider whether we can have it all in one solution as opposed to using multiple software packages. The reason Iatan is so much more successful than some other coal plants, in my opinion, is it's all about the people. They care, and that sounds like that's obvious that every plant cares, but when you go to different plants, you find out that the level of caring can be a lot different, and the guys here really care, and it's attention to detail. You know, at times at plants, some of the big items they're not doing, well, here they've had all the big items taken care of. And when we work with GP or here, they're really tackling some of the smaller stuff because they've really gotten the big items done. So those are the two things that I believe differentiate Iatan: quality people and attention to detail.